Dr. Caitlin here with Detox, and I'm so excited to teach you how to properly open up your lymphatic system to give you a better chance at your lymphatic system draining properly. That means if you're doing manual massage, if you're doing vibration or dry brushing or gua sha or vibration or a combination of those things, you're more likely to get better results when your termini are not congested. Now, before I explain to you the first way to do this, I want to take a quick second to explain why it's so important that our lymphatic system drains. Most people, I find myself included, we are better at doing things when we know why we're supposed to do them. And I've noticed that's the same with my clients over the past decade plus. So what is lymphatic fluid and why do we gotta drain it? Why do we physically have to move it? Well, lymphatic fluid is the waste product from our circulatory system. So our circulatory system has a pump, our heart, right? And it pumps nutrient-rich blood, oxygen, vitamins, minerals to every tissue, gland, organ, cell in our body. And our cells, what they do is they ultimately take that nutrition, extract it, make energy, which is called cellular metabolism, and make waste products from it. So just like we eat food, we make waste products that need to leave our body, right, via urine and bowel movements. Our cells do the same thing, except the waste product for our cells is lymph. Now, the thing about lymph is it doesn't have its own pump. It means that it only moves when we move, physically move our body. And because in today's day and age, most of us are pretty stationary. We're not moving as much as we should, not to mention we wear things like tight clothing, underwire bras. We're doing a lot of conventional dairy, which can cause our lymphatic system, or lymphatic fluid anyway, to become thicker and more mucousy. There's even some research that shows Wi-Fi can cause our systems to become a little bit more congested. So we're doing all of these things, including sitting, and our lymph, when it sits stagnant in an area, causes potential problems. It drives inflammation, and inflammation breaks this down. And that breakdown results in either symptoms or even diagnosed diseases. So I want you to think of your lymphatic system like a pond. If the pond is moving, the pond's going to stay healthy. It's going to be full of different plant life and vegetation and animals. But the moment that it becomes stagnant, it gets gross. Bacteria starts to overgrow. The plant life and the vegetation and the animals are going to start to deteriorate, right? It's going to go away. They're going to die or they're going to leave. Well, the same thing happens. If our lymphatic system is stagnant, we're going to eventually end up with problems. Now, the termini is where all of our lymph fluid goes to drain back into the blood supply. So our lymph fluid returns to our circulatory system at above both of our clavicles. So where our location of our termini is above our clavicle, it's called the supraclavicular fossa. What that means is supra, above, clavicular, clavicle, and fossa just means shallow indent in the body or a bone. Now, you don't have to know that. It's just that's where the location is. So all of our fluid drains up here. Now, the first way that we're going to figure out the location of it is we're going to look in a mirror and we're going to draw a line down from our ears to our body. And where that's going to fall is roughly where we want our fingers to be. How easy is that? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our fingers, we're going to draw a line down, and then we're going to take our ring and middle finger. And the reason we're going to take these two fingers is because we're not going to push as hard with those two fingers as opposed to our thumbs and index fingers. Now, the amount of pressure we want to use, I want you to take your ring and middle finger, put them over your eyes, and I want you to do this right now. You're going to put pressure, as much pressure as you can handle before it is remotely uncomfortable. Then back it off just a smidge. It should not be uncomfortable at all, but that is the amount of pressure that you're going to use. It's very little, okay? So if you're always questioning, like, am I doing this too hard? go back and double check. How hard are you pushing? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw that line down from our earlobes to our body. We're gonna put our index finger, or ring finger, sorry, and our middle finger right there. And we're gonna gently pump. Gently pump. And you can see I'm not going very deep. And we're gonna do about 1 pump a second. Now, how many do we do? Anywhere between 10 and 50, 50. Some people need to do more because the more congested your system is, the longer it's going to take. Now, with that being said, if you do 50 pumps and it started moving after 10, it's not going to cause any problems. So there'll be times that I will be doing, 30 different pumps twice a day type thing, just because it feels good. Another way that we're able to do this is circles. And it doesn't matter what direction the circles, clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever feels good. But again, ears straight down, put our fingers there, and we're gonna do just gentle circles. You can even do gentle circles with a little bit of a downward motion, like a little bit of a pump. So you could be going kind of like this. It's whatever feels good to you. But you're gonna do anywhere between 10 and 50 circles. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to do this twice a day for the next 2 days, because 3 days from now, you're gonna get another video on how to locate and open up your termini. Reason I'm showing different ways is because everybody's different. My preferred method might not be your preferred method. So I do want you to practice all of them. And note that if you're doing this and you're like, oh my goodness, I gotta swallow, or I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, or I feel like I gotta cough, those are all signs that your lymph fluid is draining. Congratulations. And if you don't notice anything, that's okay too. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So with some consistency and practice, I'm sure you'll notice a difference too. Happy draining, and I'll see you in a couple days with the second method of opening up and supporting your termini.